Good day, and thank you for joining me as we explore how to download and install Primal Pictures 3D real-time apps. Now, please ensure that you are on campus and connected to the University Wi-Fi. Then go ahead and hop over to your preferred browser and search for anatomy.tv. Now, because you're connected to the University Wi-Fi, this will automatically log you on to the platform. You'll be greeted with a few different options over on the homepage. Simply go ahead and select all titles, followed by choosing 3D real-time. You'll then have to go ahead and select your preferred app store, either being the Apple App Store or Google Play, where you'll then be greeted with a few different regions that you're able to download independently, as well as a section for the whole body and the quizzing app. In the interest of saving some time, I've pre-downloaded Primal's 3D forearm and hand. So once you like to go ahead and download the appropriate region, simply hit the appropriate icon, wait for the download to complete, head back to your main screen, and then open up your preferred region. You'll then have a few different options to select from. Simply go ahead and hit existing anatomy.tv login whilst connected to the University Wi-Fi. Next, we're going to go ahead and transition over to my colleague who will walk you through the all-powerful virtual dissection experience, as well as demonstrate how you're able to activate the augmented reality feature and bring your 3D model into the real space.
Hello and welcome to this tutorial on how to use Primal Pictures 3D real-time mobile applications. What's fantastic about these applications is you can use your accurate 3D body donor anatomy on your phones or on your tablets completely offline. So I'm going to click Start here. And if you are familiar with the 3D real-time desktop interface, you'll see that this functions very similarly. I can rotate my 3D model by simply swiping on my screen. I can select structures and get their names and use any of my virtual dissection tools at the bottom of the screen to either hide structures, ghost structures, or inspect structures, for example. What's fantastic about the app version of 3D real-time is it also allows you to use augmented reality. So any of the 3D models we have available to us, we can project into our room using the camera on our mobile tablet or smartphone. But before we do that, let's quickly run through some of the other important functionality of this app. So if you click the three lines at the top left-hand corner, this is where you'll open your menu. The text box is where you will get the written anatomical structural information about anything you select. So I had last selected the parietal bone. If I switch over to the maxilla, I will get all of the important information about that structure. Next in your menu is where you have a range of dissection images and pre-made models available to you. So I could select any model and choose the tissue depth most appropriate for me, and then I'm ready to do what I want to or need to with this model for my education. The next icon in the menu allows you to save a view if you would like to revisit it at a later stage. Next, we have a range of settings available to us, and there are two important settings I want to highlight here. The first is the cadaver colors setting. To remind you, my 3D model is currently color-coded, which makes it really easy to differentiate between an artery, vein, and nerve. However, our body donors and our patients are not color-coded. So, if we come and switch on the cadaver color setting, it's going to force us to think more critically about the difference between an artery, vein, and nerve based on their anatomy, their landmarks, and their course, instead of relying on a color. Another important setting here is the augmented reality function, but this one we're going to try at the end of this video. So I'm going to switch my cadaver colors off now and go through the rest of the menu. Here is where you can add labels or pins into any of the structures. You could also draw and circle some structures if you need to, and you can save an image of anything you have created using the camera icon. I'm not going to save this right now, but I could download this to my phone if I wanted to save it as a study note. Then you can share a link to any view you have created or are looking at. And lastly, you can manipulate your model using these arrows at the bottom, but it's actually much easier to just use your finger on the touch screen. Then moving over to the right hand side, if you click the 3 lines in the top right hand corner, you can create your own 3D model. So I'm going to clear my 3D dissection table using the clear button at the bottom right hand corner. And now I could come here and completely customize what is shown in my model. There I clicked all of the bones, so they all were added, but I could come here and just take a look at the ethmoid bone if I wanted to. And now I have the ethmoid bone isolated over here, and I can take a look at just this anatomy. Or I could add in other bones and structures relevant to what I'm currently studying and have a custom 3D model. But I would always recommend taking a look at the pre-made models to see if you can save yourself some time. Okay, so play around with creating your own model. It's nice and easy, but the last feature that I would like to show you is the augmented reality. In order to access the augmented reality function, as a reminder, we need to go to Settings in our menu. Then we scroll down to the bottom where we see AR mode, and we first need to select if we want to put our AR model mid-air or on a surface. And I'm going to select to put it on a surface. You can then select if your model is erect or in anatomical position, or if your anatomical model is laying down, either supine or prone. So now I'm going to go ahead and toggle AR mode on. And you'll see that the camera on my phone now switches on and it's busy tracking the surface in front of me. When I clicked on the surface, it loaded my 3D model on that surface. I can now walk around my 3D model. I can still rotate it by swiping along my screen. I can come in nice and close and inspect any structure and still get the name of that structure. And if I click on the text box, we'll still get the important information about that structure. And once again, you can use the icons at the bottom of your screen to perform a dissection. We could start hiding some of these structures, or we could ghost them if we wanted them to be an X-ray view, and use any of the options available to us here in AR. A great thing to think about is superimposing these augmented reality 3D models on your body donor or on a friend if you're wanting to understand the surface anatomy relating to deeper structures. So that's one idea to think about, but I really hope you enjoy this application, especially the augmented reality function, and I hope you enjoy making your learning come alive with the power of Primal Pictures.